We're back with Sons of the Hunt podcast, and we want to do a little segment on turkey hunting because turkey hunting will be here before we know it. Spring is not quite sprung just yet. I mean, we can almost, if we're quiet for a second, you can hear the snow pelting against the window as we're sitting here, but it's coming up quick. And we got some great footage from 2 years ago. We went out turkey hunting. We had this grand plan on what we were going to try to accomplish that day, and we actually pulled it off in pretty grand fashion there. And it was just a great day. So we figured we'd go through the footage and we'd take a look at everything and kind of relive that day and share some footage with you guys of what we managed to put together that day. It's pretty epic.
Yeah. I think that our initial thought was we're going to make a film.
Yeah.
We're going to make this awesome film. And the thing was, we executed on the hunt to a T almost. And we did not execute on, well, no, I can't even say that we didn't execute on the filming because I guess that's where we kind of went astray.
A little bit, it's tougher than it looks. When you're watching these shows on television, whether it's Mossy Oak or there's a designated camera guy.
Yeah.
There's an audio guy. There's a guide or a caller. There's a lot going on.
If somebody would just give us a guy, give me a guy.
Who the hell would hang out with us for more than a week? That's what I want to know. Because
This took like 5.5 hours. Well, the hunting part.
Yeah.
Because legally, that's like really all you've got.
Yeah, it was a good hunt.
It was the best hunt.
It was great. And
it was one of the best hunts I've ever been on.
The whole, concept was I was going to try and shoot a turkey with my bow. Mm-hmm. Mark brought a shotgun to back me up.
Yep, safety net.
Yep. So you can't just let one slide.
So, I guess to back up from that, we came up with this plan on how to cook a turkey in the field.
Yep.
In the most ridiculous way you could think of. Let's spin it on a wire, rotisserie style, back and forth for, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it had to be longer than that. We were there for a while. I think it took us about an hour and a half to cook that thing. And
it took us 2.5 hours just to get set up, I think.
Yeah. It was not an easy thing. So, when you see this stuff, welcome back to the Sons of the Hunt podcast, by the way, because we're all over the map.
Yeah. We can't tell a story in any sort of chronological order.
It doesn't work that way. It's no fun.
We're going to Quentin Tarantino this. We're telling you at the end. That was our plan. We wanted to cook something in the field, like basically rotisserie style.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah, like a gyro, however, it depends on where part of the planet you're from.
That was authentic. You said that super authentic. You're basically Greek now.
Yeah. Well, look at me.
Euro.
Yeah, I never mind.
Euro.
Yeah, but that was
Japanese.
That might have been a little racist. I'm not certain.
Oof.
I have to see a little. What? Never mind. I'm gonna move on.
Move past it. Move past it. Don't touch it. Don't touch that.
Right. We had this great idea. We were going to try and go out, shoot a turkey, and then cook it and do some really cool footage. And, we had this big plan in place. And it worked out. Now, I did not get a shot on it. So with my bow, and Mark was able to kind of kill it with the shotgun.
Let's back it up.
Okay.
So this was the first day of Pennsylvania turkey season.
It was. Yeah.
Opening day.
Mm-hmm.
It was below freezing in the morning.
Oh my God, was it cold?
When we started. And not only was it below freezing, we had like 10-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah,
it was windy as hell.
Yeah. Some of the footage that we got, you could see the grass in the field just blowing sideways. We didn't get snow that day, did we? Did we get a flurry?
We might have gotten some like flurries blowing through.
Yeah, it was all over the map.
I don't think it rained, but it was pretty gross.
Yeah, it was a rough day weather-wise.
It wasn't what you would think when you think of spring turkey hunting. Mm-hmm. But we were pretty bundled up, and our plan was pretty much like all my other plans when I hunt that farm. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to set up first thing, kind of as shallow into the property as I can go. Get up on the highest spot, call, listen, see what happens, and then formulate a plan from there.
Yeah.
See what happens there, because usually, you start into that property, you get up to the first knoll. That's where I usually don't want to go too much further in than that. So I sit there, I call, I listen. I could hear down into the next field. I could hear the entire hillside. But that day, there was no hearing anything.
No, it was awfully quiet.
It was windy, cold, no gobbles, nothing. Gobbleless.
Yeah, all day.
So we sat there for a little bit, called, and then we kind of like launched into my like default plan of like moving along, move down the like logging road, corner the field, like skirt the edge of the field, call along the way, stop, listen, call out over the field. And then I kind of have this set path in my head every time where I'm going to make my way down. I'm going to get down through the field. I'm going to get into this gully where this stream is. And then we're going to work our way all the way up the hill. And we're going to climb this steep-ass hill all the way to the top and then work our way across this long ridge. Don't live here anymore. This is bizarre.
Yeah.
Because now it feels like it's prime.
Gobble time.
Maybe we'll post up where we were first thing.
Maybe. Finish out there.
Yeah. And usually if you do that the right way, it'll take you most of the morning.
Yeah.
You get somewhere, you set up, you call, because this long ridge goes down over another hill, and there's always turkeys up there. It's a nice big flat. You could just hang out and sit and call. It's big woods, and you could sit against big trees, and the other side is like all cliffs.
Yeah,
it's like
beautiful property. I mean, we found loads of sign. There were scratches everywhere.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there was all sorts of sign there. We just couldn't. I mean, I don't know. It might have been the weather, whatever the case may be, but they were not cooperating that day.
No. So we got up on that hill, that big pine hill, because there's so many like pines in there. We had nothing going. And I mean, I've had days where I've gotten in there and I've ran into gobblers in those pines, and I've had them like sneak up the hill behind me and come over the other side of it. But we basically completed the circle, came all the way back down the hill, across the stream again, back into the field. And at that point, I mean, we're talking it's 10:30.
Yeah.
You know, moving on 11. And we've got nothing. Nothing going on at all. We haven't seen a deer. We haven't seen a turkey. We haven't heard a turkey. It's like the entire place is dead.
Yeah.
We finally make it all the way back to where we started.
Mm-hmm.
The initial setup.
Yeah, we were going to leave.
And
we were like, let's just hang.
Yeah, and I think that was our thing where I said, we might as well sit at the original setup because it was on the edge of that front field. And I thought, okay, we might as well chill here for the rest of the, our time here. Because who knows, maybe something comes out in this field.
Mm-hmm.
And the weather at that point was starting to turn.
Yeah.
I think at that, I might have shed a layer.
Yeah, I mean, there was not a cloud in the sky, right, when we set up at that last spot.
Yeah. So we sit down, same exact way we set up in the morning, and I don't know, we were probably sitting there 5 minutes, and I think you were the one who said turkeys. Like, we're just sitting looking over this huge field, and you're like, turkeys.
Yeah, there's no way I was going to get a shot on him. There's too many eyes. There's not one laying in the grass, is there?
No. I mean, he dropped. Oh, there is.
Yeah, nice. Pretty sure I got it on film. That didn't take long at all. Damn, dude.
I thought that he flew.
Yeah, so did I. And I thought maybe he's in the field. But good job, dude. Hell of a job, man. Ooh, he's a good one. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. It was crazy. I thought I missed, but then I realized I've never missed. Right. That makes sense then. How about it? I'm like, how? There's no way you could have missed from there.
I think my camera was right.
Sweet. I didn't want to move it because I was afraid I was going to spook him if I moved it. I saw 6. I counted 6 out in the field, so I wasn't sure if there was more coming up, so I kept watching over here because they weren't committing. So I thought maybe there was another bird coming up here. So, but I didn't see him at all. So this is the one. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good bird, dude. It comes down to the last couple minutes every time, man. Yeah. Every time. Yes, it is. When we throws our asses off, it's 11:49. How about it? Holy shit. Yeah, so I was just like, kill him. There's no way.
I
Too
was
many eyes.
watching you, and I'm watching, and then my gun slipped.
I heard
on
it.
that
Yeah,
rock,
yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get a even draw on them. They're gonna bust.
I can't believe that happened.
That's amazing, dude.
Honestly, couldn't believe it because I was like, wow, what a day! Like, we've labored so hard. We've gone, I don't know, we probably hiked good 3 miles at that point. And I'm just like, there's no way.
And we're carrying tripods and cameras.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Weapons and, our decoys. And I mean, we're loaded to the teeth with stuff and gear and
Probably
whatnot.
carrying 40 pounds.
Right.
You know?
We were all over the place with that. So it was like, we're looking out and I'm like, that, no way. I'm like, there's no way. And sure enough, here comes about half dozen birds walking across the field. Now the field is set up where it's like these hills, these rolling hills. So they disappeared for a while. Like they got down over the hill where we couldn't see him anymore. But I think they saw the decoy. They may have heard, I think he did a little call sequence a little while before
We did
that.
a little bit of calling.
And then it was just sitting. We were just basically waiting for time to expire because you can only hunt till noon in Pennsylvania, you know. So we're just waiting for a time to run out and just kind of chilling. We just didn't want to give up on the day. Sure enough, I just look across the field. I'm like, oh my God, here they come. Son of a bitch. There they are.
Yeah. That was wild because we both, I think, had cameras rolling at that point for whatever. I mean, we were set up ready to go. Maybe as soon as Jay said turkeys, I think maybe my instinct was turn on the camera. But I've got this time lapse of them, like these little black dots moving across the field. I mean, they came across 300 yards.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah, they were way out. I mean, it took me a minute to figure out what they were. There's just little black dots in the field. I'm like, well, they weren't there a minute ago.
And lucky enough, we had the decoys set up right on the crest of that hill.
Yeah.
So I think that's what brought them over. A little bit of calling, the decoy, might have been a little bit of both. But sure enough, they worked their way all the way across the field, got down into the dip where eventually we couldn't see them. Dangerous game where, you're sitting there and you're waiting and you're trying not to move, but, you're sitting on, you're kneeling or you're sitting a weird way. And it's like, I don't want to fidget because the first thing you're going to see is that head.
Yep.
The head's going to pop up. And it's impossible to see. It could be red as all hell, and it's still going to be impossible to see for some reason on the horizon of a field. Just doot, that little head.
That's it. There's so much distraction with the trees and the wind and the grass and all that stuff, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So, and now mind you, we're sitting out behind a stone wall, so there wasn't a whole lot of cover, and I'm like, there is no way, because now all the birds just pop up on the same time. I'm like, there's no way. I got I think there might have been 4 or 5 birds that approached. I think 1 or 2 hung back. Mm-hmm. But there was about 4 of them, I think, if I recall, that came up to the decoy. And then they were kind of hesitant to really get too close to the decoy. They just knew something was up. But there's, when you have 4 birds there, that's 8 eyes that could see me draw my bow. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to get a shot on them. And we just kind of had this ESPN, mental sine wave moment where it was like, all right, dude, there's no way I'm going to draw my bow. And you knew it immediately. Like, okay, so I'm going to kill this bird.
Yeah. And there's for sure something to be said there, because I was just there, like we said earlier, as a safety net. Like, if something was going to go awry, I could lay a smack down. Go. Oh, you're going to mess around at 60 yards? Not worried about it. I'm gonna drop the bird.
That old 935. What is it the 835, right? The 835 Ultimag you've got.
Correct.
The old Mossberg.
Right. So it was, I don't know, it just worked out. Like we both knew what was happening without having to communicate with each other. I let it go for as long as I could, thinking maybe he's gonna draw, but impossible.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible with 4 gobblers coming in like that.
And they were all mature birds.
Yeah.
So there was they see you breathing if you're not careful.
Which was a little bit bizarre. I didn't quite understand that. How the first day of turkey season, those birds were hanging around together.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely unseasonably cold.
Yeah.
But that really shouldn't have changed their normal behavior at that time of the year.
Yeah, I think it was just prior to that, like a week or so prior to that, we had a good snowstorm too. So everything was just screwed up. Nothing was right, you know what I mean, as far as pattern wise for your standard spring turkey hunt. But yeah, man, it was just an incredible day. And those birds came in, and now Mark's got a camera running. I've got a camera running. And so how could you not get the shot on film, right?
Yeah. Well, if there's a way to screw it up, we're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, man! Challenge accepted. So there were these really small. There were 6 birds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just pulling the footage up now. Yeah, there's 6 birds coming across that field, and they came a long way.
I remember now that this one went off, and I remember wondering what that one gobbler was, because it's definitely a gobbler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he hung way back, and then those other 4, they come up over the top of the hill, and man, they were alert. Their heads were up straight. They were really looking around, trying to figure out what was happening.
Now that's your footage.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to think that 2 people are set up 20 yards apart. These turkeys come through this field, and they're standing
25 yards, 30 yards,
25
tops.
yards away. And there just happens to be a tree in each frame, perfectly.
Maybe 4 inches in diameter each. Yeah, we managed.
Right where the turkey was. It's unbelievable. Honestly, if you think about it, you probably have better odds of winning the lottery than ever pulling off something like that again.
I'll take that.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So Mark shoots this bird, and I happen to have my camera blocked by a tree, and his camera is also blocked by a different tree.
Yeah, 2 different trees.
So he shoots this bird, and I mean, neither one of us were certain if he even hit it, because all the birds fly away. So we're like, okay, what just happened? So Mark jumps up and runs out into the field, of course, and I grab my camera and follow. He leaves his camera running where it was. I pick mine up and run with him. And we get out there, and sure enough, there's this big old gobbler. I mean, one of the biggest birds I've ever seen hit the ground in all my years turkey hunting.
Yeah.
He's flopping in the grass. Sure enough, man.
Double beard.
Yeah, double beard. He was a big dude. He was well over an inch in spurs. If you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you're into measuring them.
He was a handsome bird, no doubt. And it just ended up, I think, what time did we say it was? Like 11:49 or something?
11:49.
11:49. And it just so happens the year prior we went hunting, and I think we killed a bird at quarter to noon.
Yeah.
It was just like right down to the last minute again.
And it's funny kind of our evolution with that. Like, first of all, killing a turkey that way is my goal every time. Like, I absolutely love like laboring for a spring bird.
Yeah,
like
it's the hunt, you know what I mean? And
yeah, it makes it feel like almost more than it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean we trekked all over the place. We didn't hear a gobble. Like, we put our time in for that thing. We froze our asses off. And then we end up with the most like scenic view of turkeys coming across this field. It was surreal.
yeah, it was pretty magical. Man.
It was too surreal to be captured on film.
Yeah, when you
know what
put
I
it
mean?
that way, yeah, it makes a whole lot more sense.
It's like, no, you can't cheapen this by capturing this on film. The powers that be said, no.
Yep.
Put
Here's a tree.
Yeah.
That's
like,
that's been growing there for probably 15, 20, 30 years now,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And right in the exact spot we needed to, it's just, you can't make that stuff up.
so we continued on with our plan.
Mm-hmm.
We said we were going to, kill a turkey and we were going to cook it in a certain way. And like you said, was it the year before or was it 2 years before?
I don't know. Maybe it was 2 years before.
Whatever it was, we did this once before,
Mm-hmm.
just in a very less, I don't know, produced.
Majestic.
Yeah. Well, we killed a turkey.
Yeah, we did. We went out and had a good day.
And then we fried it on a little
The single burner
Coleman
Yeah.
with like a little cast iron pan. We
Yep.
made like,
on the tailgate, we made tacos.
yeah,
Yeah, there's actually a video of
Buffalo.
that somewhere.
buffalo turkey battered tacos.
Yeah, they were awesome too.
They were delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a little bit more involved.
Indeed.
Give us a
Throw a little more oil in there.
Bro, we're running out of time.
Yeah. Yep. Good for you.
You don't have a lid for this, do you?
Yep.
That's good.
All right.
Ready? All right, man.
Let's get into this, man. This is I've been dying for this. This is a long time coming.
Tastes like satisfaction.
I can't help but think that the whole process makes it taste that much better. This is pretty good shit, man. This is amazing. Oh, man. How do people do this more often?
Because it's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
People are going to think we're crazy for doing it.
They're not wrong. You know, there's
You know, a lot of people.
certain things. What's that? You know, yeah. There's certain things that you do because the end result is worth the work, and I think this is at the top of the list for me right now, man. I've done camping and all that stuff, Appalachian Trail. This is probably the top of the list right now for like the coolest stuff, coolest thing I've done in God ever. I mean, this is awesome. I can't believe this worked out as well as it did, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean,
The turkeys read the script.
made him a jellyhead, gave him a dirt nap, thunder chicken.
Lead poisoning. Yep.
He had a headache today.
Man, this
Just
is
think
insane.
that coyotes do this exact same thing.
All the time.
Not quite on this level.
Right. If they had thumbs.
Fuck, man, what the?
Oh, man. This is seriously legit, man.
I'm all about this bread.
I didn't think the tortillas were going to hold up. This is leveling up, man. This naan bread. Spicy. The cheese, the salty cheese, the cotija cheese. Oh, man. This is amazing. Yeah, this bread is the the shit. It's. I'm about to dip it in the river just for a sec.
This is the best, like, spit roasted wild turkey gyro I ever had.
Heard. It's been a minute since I've had one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is good. Yeah, this is insane. I can't believe how good this is. Like I said, I'm sure the process had a lot to do with how good it is, but I mean, you can taste the smokiness from the fire. Man, the char. You're right, man. The char that's the best part. A little crunch on there. I wasn't sure if the bird chili was really going to light it up. It didn't. It's good. Like, I thought it was going to be super spicy. It wasn't.
Got a lot of flavor.
The cumin, smoked paprika, and cilantro, basil. I mean, we went all in.
There's so much going on in this. There's so many flavors. It's unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just everything worked out perfect.
yeah, it was a good day, man.
Some days are just meant to be, you know? Some days
Yeah.
you gotta pack it in.
And that's it. And these are the days that make those days worth it.
Yeah.
That make them tolerable.
Yeah.
When you freeze your ass off and you're wet and you're cold, you didn't see a thing, nothing.
Yeah.
Just skunks. And then this happens. All those crappy days get wiped right away.
extremely. And there is something about this though that just feels like right, right? Like it just feels like this is how it's supposed to be. I mean, maybe not, you know, the little bit of modernness that we gave it, like the naan bread and the cheese, but
Listen, man, we're not going to slack off too much.
no. God, that was so good. That's how cavemen used to do it, man.
I'm telling you. We have to get Caleb. Get this on the menu.
He might even be impressed with this one.
Maybe. Maybe.
And it's only 5 o'clock. I got the whole day ahead of me.
Right?
Don't you think cavemen, well, you know, primitive people, once they
Was
finally...
caveman racist?
No, the primitive people.
That's you profiling.
Once they got to this point and they finished, like they ate it, they're like, well, do you think they were like, now what?
Go get another one.
That's how life is supposed to be lived.
Uh-huh.
God, that was really one day.
All right.
I'm good.
Give me a clap.
Bro, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Time.
That's chemistry right there, man. Those are esters that you're tasting. That's organic chemistry.
Is that what that is?
100%.
Never heard of her.
Ester chemistry. Ugh, she sounds gross.
Right?
That was like the title of his video. I'll give him credit on that.
Cheese is amazing.
I've done some minor surgeries on myself for sure.
I don't want to know nothing about Esther's yeast.
That was hard to swallow that.
Yeah.
After you said that. Okay.
I think he's still picking his toenails.
What?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's do one more clap.
All right, ready?
Give her a clap.
All right.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
So this is what happens when you don't think about what you're going to say at all. Like, where do you start? We're going to have to clap again.